The need for grassroots trans nonprofits as they educate allies and enemies. State legislatures nationwide have considered a record number of anti-transgender bills over the last 2 years, and fatal violence against the LGBTQ plus community, especially the trans community, is also at an all-time high. News centered on the trans community is often dominated by such trends, but across the country, grassroots nonprofit groups led by transgender people are creating spaces for their communities to find safety and joy. The importance of these organizations increase against the backdrop of the recent increase in the anti-LGBTQ plus laws across the state and in the country. The rise in attacks on drag shows and performers and restrictions on the existence and acceptance of LGBTQ plus students in the educational institutes in many states. International Trans Day of Visibility gives our Queer News Tonight to focus our lens on some of those vital nonprofits and their contributions to our LGBTQ plus community. The following are directly involved in the March Trans Day of Visibility and programs. Trans Inclusive Group was founded in 2017. They advocate to protect and defend equality for all transgender and LGBTQ plus individuals in South Florida. Trans Inclusive is led by trans people and provides education and lifeline services for trans community. The McKinsey Project is a Black trans-led organization in South Florida. They aim to uplift Black transgender and non-binary individuals ages 18 and up. The project is the brainchild of Jasmine McKinsey. Ariana Center engages, empowers, and lifts up the trans community of South Florida. The organization has a special focus on trans women of color. Adriana Lynn is the founder of this important organization. Trans Social is a trans-led organization serving our LGBTQ plus community. The McKinsey Project and Trans Social have teamed up to bring 2 trans-focused resource centers in South Florida and present the annual Trans Pride. When so many in the LGBTQ plus community are talking about the need for support of the trans community, among our other letters, your support of grassroots trans nonprofits, whether in South Florida or across America, is more important than ever.
So I just want to ask a question, since I have all of you here at the table, instead of want to take this small time, can I ask you why you decided that there was a need for Trans Inclusive Group?
My reason for feeling that there was a need for Trans Inclusive Group, as I mentioned, I transitioned back in the 80s. And in that space, there was a lot of things that was happening with my community. There was a lot of houselessness, of which I didn't really understand. There was a lot of community members that was experiencing complications from HIV, of which I didn't understand. So these things were impacting my community. And I thought that it would be important now that I am educated, I understand what's going on in my community, to make sure, and specific to Black trans women, to ensure that they had the quality of care that is needed for them to have a full life. So for me, I used my platform and used myself because of someone that was a former sex worker, right? And doing all of those things. And I was able to come from that. So I want to use me as an example that it can be done and you can improve your quality of life. That was why I did that.
Ariana?
Well, I think just in this table, as I mentioned before, this is a table full of leadership and how we can show to the community with little help or with a lot of support, how we can make the impact in the community. Because of the organizations here, trans-led organization, and we need more.
Yes.
As a trans-led organization, as a trans-led CEOs, we needed more people working with the mission and the passion just to highlight the community and lift our community. I think that is so important.
I want Morgan to go, but I want to challenge that we need more. I think we need more funding to give us the ability to do more work and to hire more staff. I don't think we need more organizations. I think we need more money to be able to do
more
work.
Local funding.
Yeah.
Because we funding from nationwide nationwide foundation. But what's happening locally here? So we need more funding here.
Because to be clear, our organizations, everyone around this table, we still are doing our basic missions of fighting against housing inequities, of food insecurity, of ensuring that people have access to healthcare. But now we have all of these state attacks against our community, and so we're having to focus on that as well. So our capacities are stretched very, very thin right now. So we need more funding for sure. What do you think, Morgan?
They utilize that funding to other organizations who don't reflecting the most vulnerable organizations. So I think it's so important for us.
Last but not least, Morgan.
Thank you. My organization does more or less the same thing that everybody else here at this table does, okay? But my most important focus is actually bringing unity between all those letters in the acronym. If you really look at that, there is a huge difference between the trans community and the other letters. And it's the reason why my organization puts the T first. Okay, T is about gender. The other letters are about sexuality. And a transgender person can have any one of those sexualities as well.
Right.
So it is very important to me to bring unity to our community because we are so much stronger together. And that comment about funding, absolutely, hallelujah. It is the truth. We do what we do counting pennies and squeezing them every which way we possibly can. With the current attacks, we've had to change some of our focus to handle those. And I'm going to say this before I forget, because I am the oldest person here, okay? Don't panic if you're trans.
Right.
No matter what you see coming forward, we've got plans to help you and cover you. We have existed from the beginning of time, and no one is going to wipe us out.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to get that point across, and I want to thank you all for coming.
LGBTQ+ news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.